Couch.me Guitar Lessons. Hey there, LickNRiffers! Welcome back to yet another awesome guitar lesson here on LickNRiff, in which we're going to explore, dissect, and master the amazing sound and technique that is the banjo roll. And so on and so forth. You can use it with chords as well. Okay, also normal chords. Okay, you can create your own variations of this. But the basic technique is actually pretty simple, believe it or not. The sound it produces, because of how the guitar is tuned, okay, it's all due to the standard tuning actually. You can produce really interesting tapestries of sound without much effort. The rhythm pattern is actually one of two. It's either 3-3-2 or 2-3-3. Okay, 3-3-2 or 2-3-3. Okay, it all adds up to 8. Okay, because it's eighth notes. Now, how you divide the rhythm pattern actually gives you the roll. So let's start with the basic sound. Let's put our finger on 9 on the 3rd string. Okay, now 9 on the 3rd string is E. Okay, and it's the same as E, as the 1st string. So you get a unison there, which adds to the banjo roll. It adds to the sound, to the effect. Now, you can go 3-3-2. So you can play, okay, you play the 3rd string using your thumb, and you play strings 1 and 2 using these 2 fingers. Okay, this creates the dynamic. Now, if we go for 3-3-2, we play strings 3-1-2. Okay, 3-1-2, 3-1. Okay, 3-3-2. 1-2-3, 1-2-3, 1-2. Okay, 1-2-3, 1-2-3, 1-2. Okay, now it helps if the 2 strings 1 and 3 are not in exact unison. Okay, if you have that chorus effect between them. Okay, if they're in perfect unison, you get a different effect. I like it when it's slightly detuned. It's a personal preference. So, okay, it's 1-2-3, 1-2-3, 1-2. It's strings 3-1-2, 3-1-2, 3-1. It's not a difficult technique to pull off. And if you crank it up to speed, you get... Okay, now you get a kind of a foreground, background thing, because this note, okay, because it's played with the thumb, it gets a better dynamic, and these 2, strings 1 and 2, remain in the background. So you get, okay, you get a sort of a rhythm on the 3rd string. Okay, now if you go for 2-3-3, then you play 2 strings for the first couplet. Okay, now it can be strings 3-1, okay, or it can be strings 3-2. Okay, now because it's the same note, I actually prefer the 2nd string. Listen to the difference. Okay, this is the 1st string. Okay, this is the 2nd string. Okay. Okay, you get a sort of a space between. You get almost a breathing space there. Okay? But it doesn't make that much of a difference. It's all a matter of preference, personal preference. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? So those are your only two choices when you play a full banjo roll. Now, I played 9 on the 3rd string. You can play 4 as well. Okay, that's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 2, 3, 3. If I play 3, 3, 2. Okay, now you can do a turnaround. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, you can also minimize the space between the notes. Okay, you can create your own variation of this. Now, you can play the hammer-on that I showed you, but let's wait with this. Try to move the finger on the 3rd string, okay, just randomly. Okay, you get a solo. You get a very interesting sound with just moving one finger around. Now, again, you can complicate it by moving the finger even more sporadically. Okay? Every time you hit the 3rd string, for example. So practice this first. But the idea is not so much the movement than the expression. I don't like to move a lot when I play this. I like to keep the chord on, to keep the same note on and the same chord going. So again, before we move on to the hammer-on, because that's a more complex pattern, put 9 and 9 on strings 2 and 3 and see what you get. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. If you go for 2, 3, 3, okay, or now try 8 and 9 on strings 2 and 3. Okay, 7 and 7, 6 and 7. Okay, 5 and 5. And so on and so forth. Try different variations. Okay, different variations. Really. Okay, try 3 and 6. Okay, try 5 and 8. Okay, different combinations of notes, and you might come up with really interesting and unique ideas. Now, the hammer-on thing, okay, I hammered on 3 to 4 on the 3rd string or 8 to 9, okay? Now, there are a couple of patterns that I played. I I think the first pattern was, okay, it was a hammer-on and then the 2nd string, which is 3 notes. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, and then I just played 3, 2. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, so the hammer-on is actually 2 notes. You don't count it as 1 note. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, the hammer-on is 1, 2, 3, the 2nd string. Okay. The other pattern that I played had 2 hammer-ons. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then 1 again. Okay, the 2nd hammer-on is actually a new round. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, it's 4 notes. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, and then 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay. So I just play the first and second strings and then the couplet, the third and the first. So it's hammer on, strings 1 and 2, and then 3, 1. Okay, now you can play the 2 hammer-ons, and then instead of the 3 count, okay, you can play another hammer-on and play another note. Okay, and then you can play another hammer-on. Okay, that's another banjo roll because it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear it? Okay, it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's another banjo roll. It's the same pattern. Okay, so you see, as long as you have the 2, 3, 3 pattern or the 3, 3, 2 pattern, that's the banjo roll that we're going for. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, or 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or you can also play 1 hammer-on. Okay, remember. Okay, now there's a slight variation that I did here. I don't know if you could hear it. I didn't play hammer-on note and then, okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I played the hammer-on, I played the second string, then I played the third, then the second again. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3. Okay, strings 3, 1, and 2. Okay, that's the 3, 2, 3 pattern. 3, 2, 3. I didn't want to confuse you, but you can play 3, 2, 3 as well. So, okay, and then you get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's a hammer-on, the second string, and then strings 3, 2, and then strings 3, 1, 2. Okay, so that's another hammer-on that you can do. Now, you can play chords, okay, 7th chord. Okay, and you can, if you have the whole chord on, you can change, using your thumb, you can change between the 3rd and the 4th strings. Okay, and you get a banjo roll over a chord. You can find many, many different variations, but I think I gave you more than enough to work on in this lesson. So thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now. Have fun.